Hi, I'm Kathy McKinney from the Red Letter Women's Foundation here in the state of Ohio, city of Columbus. Welcome. I want to talk to you regarding boundaries, which is a subject that I have a 3-pound Yorkie. I have 2 of them, so you may hear them in the background. They weigh 6 pounds together and they think they're Rottweilers. But anyway, let's move forward. I want to talk to you about boundaries. Why you need boundaries. But first of all, why you have to identify where you don't have boundaries. Okay, the most important thing to remember when it comes to boundaries is it's there to protect your well-being, to build and maintain healthy relationships, whether it's you and your significant other or mother and daughter, father and son, any type of relationship, even a friendship. You need boundaries. And then to maintain a sense of self. Boundaries reminds you of your worth and who you are and what you will and will not allow in your life, in your energy circle. Boundaries help prevent you from the burnouts. You may find yourself always giving. You keep pouring and pouring and pouring till you realize that not only is your cup, but your refill pitcher is also empty. Because you had not set boundaries and you have been giving and giving and giving because you are that loving, that kind, that dependable, that faithful partner, friend, mother, daughter, sister, brother. But you do all that for others, and without boundaries, you forget about yourself. Without having boundaries, you allow people to totally take control of your life. You may sit back one day and look at your schedule for the last 30 days and be like, wow, everything was about something else or someone else, not about myself. This is where your boundaries come in. Boundaries are limits. It allows people to only move so far in your world. Understand this. It's your world. You have to decide where the limit is. Okay, let's look at, for example, credit cards. Okay, I try not to use my glasses too much because of reflection, but I can't see without them. So, with a credit card, you have a limit. Let's say you have a $500 limit. You can't go over that, no matter how hard you try. Once you hit that, it's shut down. It will say declined. Well, that's what you need to do when it comes to your lifestyle. Set your boundaries, have your limits, and decline when necessary. We have a tendency to not decline, we overspend when it comes down to ourselves, meaning our boundaries. Boundaries help give you control over your energy and your personal space. If you allow people to always come in and interrupt your personal time, your me time, your space, your energy, you don't have boundaries, nor do you have limits. So they do it whenever they want. And then you're frustrated, you're stressed, you're tired, you're worn out, you're not sleeping, your shoulders are heavy, mentally you are overwhelmed. Why? Because you didn't set any boundaries. Now this is a 3-part series. And they won't run long because I don't want to lose your attention. But I really want you guys to understand. Boundaries are limits that you set to define what you will and will not accept. Understand that. Without boundaries, people assume you'll accept anything. And unfortunately, those who don't have boundaries, that's what you do. You accept anything. Not because you're just vulnerable, it's because you don't have limits. So they take advantage of it. People will take advantage of you and won't care. And the minute that you start setting these boundaries, please understand, these people are going to get upset. They're going to have an attitude with you. They're not going to understand you. They're going to call you stuck up, conceited. Oh, she's changed. Yes. She has changed. She has boundaries now. She has limits. And you cannot cross those limits. Why? Because she has started putting herself first. She has realized that she has been pouring and no one is helping pour into her. So now she is going to limit what she pours to make sure that her well, not her cup, not her pitcher, but her well won't run dry. So if you can't accept boundaries that are set, that is your issue, not the person setting them. Okay? Mental emotions and health has a lot to do with boundaries. Boundaries can help a lot. It helps you, like I said, stop the burnouts. It keeps you from stressing out all the time. It keeps you from being betrayed. And it reminds you the most important thing, your worth. And I'm going to say that part over and over again. Boundaries help you identify your self-esteem. Now, some people will say, how? Well, without boundaries, you have no limits, so people can treat you how they want to treat you. They can walk over you the way they want to walk over you. They can talk to you the way they want to talk to you. They can take from you as much as they can take from you because you don't have a limit. They can play you. They can mentally abuse you. They can verbally abuse you. They can physically abuse you. All of this can take place because there's no boundaries. You have no limits. Self-esteem, that's your identity. You know, I had someone tell me before, because I was in a very abusive, when I say abusive, mine was mental and verbal relationship. I had mentioned that this person was tearing down my self-esteem. I was told that was all on me. I looked very puzzled. What do you mean that's on me? That you're tearing down my self-esteem? He said, no, you allow me to. That's why it's called self-esteem. These were wise words that were meant to hurt me and be sarcastic, but this person didn't know that was a day of my awakening. Thank you very much for the knowledge, because it's true. It's my self-esteem. It's your self-esteem. We only allow people to bring it down because we don't have boundaries. Get your boundaries put up. Build those walls up. They're not there to keep people out. They're there to protect you. Boundaries are your security. Boundaries, that's your army. That's the battlefield for you. These are the places that you're not coming into. As to say, we're not going to have certain people coming over in our country to do certain things. Guess what? We're not going to allow people to come over into our lives and do certain things. We are setting boundaries today. Today is your first day of your boundaries. Today is the foundation. We have a couple of more levels to go because this is going to be a 3 to 4 part course on boundaries. But guess what? We're going to build. And the first way you build boundaries is your foundation. Okay? The foundation. Let's say you're building a house. You have boundaries on that. This is your limit. This is your space. This is your footage. You can't cross over it because you're going into someone else's boundaries. Let's not do that. That's another subject about respecting other people's boundaries. But right now, we need to know that boundaries will boost your self-esteem because you're like, hey, wait a minute. I used to deal with that. Not today. And I feel good about it. You'll feel good when you enforce your boundaries. Oh, you will hurt feelings, but not yours. Is having boundaries a selfish part of identity? Yes, it is. But it's good. Sometimes you have to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with that. My second son told me about 5 years ago, Mom, you've raised all of us. You've been through hell and back. It's time to be selfish and focus on you. All your kids are grown. He was very right. It was very educational here that come from my second son. But he was definitely right. It was an awakening then. You'll find that without boundaries, you're everywhere. With boundaries, you're on your road. You're in your lane. And no one can make you waver from that. Okay? You own your life. It's your life. You have a right to say what will and will not happen in your life, which you will and will not tolerate in your life. No one has a right to tell you what you will and will not tolerate. This is your life. Set your boundaries. Build your wall, your fence, whatever you need to call it. But it's time for you to get these boundaries up so that you can be the woman that you deserve to be. The queen that you are, the empress on the top of the hill, that is you. But you can only get there and acknowledge these things by having boundaries. Boundaries are important. Let's talk about the healthy relationship with boundaries. And like I said, as we go further and further into this study, I will spend more time on certain subjects. But this is just the opening of it, okay? Boundaries make it clear in your relationships what you will tolerate, what you won't, what you're willing to give, and what you're not. Now, please understand, when it comes down to your boundaries, you have to respect the boundaries of others. This does not mean that their boundaries don't matter. It's not that kind of selfish. Because that is just cruel. When you disrespect another person's boundaries, but you want yours respected. Wake up, not going to happen. Okay? Boundaries in a relationship keeps you guys from saying things that you're not supposed to say. And then turning around and saying, well, I was angry. That's why I said. No, you said it because you meant it. But if you have boundaries where it's like an example. I'm trying to think of a good example to give you guys. I love my Pepsi 1. 0. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to give you a prime example of boundaries. My husband and I have a relationship that's phenomenal. And I know people think I'm crazy when I say that. No relation is phenomenal. This one is. It's phenomenal for us. It works for us. My husband and I have been together going on 4 years total as far as relationship and marriage. And we have not had one single argument. Voices have never been raised. Attitudes have never been introduced to one another. Smart and sarcastic words, verbal abuse has never been done. Disrespect has never been done in our marriage. Now, this is not my first marriage. I've been married before. And all that we haven't done was done back then. This is not my husband's first marriage. All that we haven't done was done back then for him. We have decided when we started dating that the one thing we would not do was bring those past negative energy with us into our relationship. We have committed to talk to one another, to listen to one another, and to respect one another's views. It's phenomenal because I know I can sit down and talk to my husband about anything, and vice versa. Boundaries, meaning in a relationship, there's a lot more boundaries when it's an intimate relationship, when it's a couple. And that will be the second part of boundaries. I don't want to go too far in that. Boundaries is about personal space. You have to allow yourself to have your personal space. Now, this comes forward with your kids. I would say more so with grown kids than with younger children, because sometimes as mommies we don't get that space. That space might just be in the bathroom for 20 minutes. You might have to say, give mommy 20 minutes. Get in that hot tub, light that candle, play that music, and just relax for 20 minutes. You may have to wait till your children are put to bed. And that's when I found it was easier for me to get my me time, was when I would put them to bed. And then I could just sit with a glass of wine, listen to some Maxwell, chill, whatever. But I needed to make that time for myself. When you're in a relationship, you have to respect the me time for one another. One may be in the bedroom, one may be in the living room. Now, I will tell you, I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I am speaking from life, okay? But I know what it is to be a woman and how to set boundaries and why. My life, my journey is the reason for my foundation and is the reason why I can speak to these things. But I do put it out there. I have no kind of license to do any of this. I am speaking from myself and life experiences. That I got. Okay. I need you to understand that everyone needs their space. As a mother, as a sister, I have plenty of sisters. My family is huge. And do I talk to them all the time? No. Am I extremely close with each and every one? No. I love them all, but we all have different relationships. But one of my sisters, who I am very close to, her and I can go weeks without talking. It may be a month or two. We live in the same city. But it's because my sister has her life, I have mine, and we respect each other's boundaries. And then we get together and we have a free-for-all sister night where there's no boundaries for me and her. It's all about us. The boundaries are we block everyone else out. It's about my oldest sister and me being her baby sister. That's how we roll. And we enjoy it. And it may not happen for another couple of months. But it's good because we respect that and we make time for us. And we expect our family to understand this is our boundaries on this night. And this is what we're doing. This is what I say about respecting each other's space. Your boundaries may mean you don't want to be bothered with nobody. You may not want to get out of your bed, except to shower, put on fresh pair of pajamas, brush your teeth, and get right back in that sucker. Why? Because right now, you need your me time. You need to binge watch whatever, or you just may want to play solitaire all day. Who cares? You need your space, and people need to respect your boundaries. Verbal. How you want to be spoken to. You have boundaries for that. Like I talked to you earlier about my husband and I. My husband is the king of my home. I am his queen. I take care of the stuff at home. My husband takes care of the main stuff. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about certain things. Why? Because my king handles that. But I respect him as that. I don't just call him that. Now let's talk about that. Even I'm going back into relationships. But real quick, if you call him your king, quit trying to be the king. If he calls you your queen, quit trying to be his queen, quit trying to be the king. We are women. We are delicate. We are fragile. We are flowers. We are clouds. You know what I mean? We're very emotional. And yes, some of us have to play a harder role. I get that. But you are still soft. You are still loving. You still have that need to be held. And that's okay. But if someone can't respect your boundaries on that, check them. Because you deserve to be talked to as a woman should be talked to. You are not, I'm finna go there, you are not a bitch. That is not your name. You are a woman. You are a lady. And you deserve to be respected. And you deserve to be called by your name, not out of your name. You have to set these boundaries. This is what I won't take. I have been called out of my name. I have been belittled. I have been put down. I no longer allow that. And because I no longer allow it, when I got into a new relationship, I made it clear. And the funny thing was, he made the same thing clear to me. He's not going to tolerate a woman disrespecting him, talking to him as if he's not a man, talking down to him. And you know what? He's my person. There is a person out there who has boundaries just like yours that you can relate to and learn to respect one another. And it is overwhelming with joy, love, and peace, and more than anything, respect. The emotional responsibilities are our own, meaning we decide what roller coasters we're going to take, or if we even want to go on that ride. That's your boundary. You have to pick it. Hey, whoa. I see in the beginning that this ain't something I want to deal with. I'm going to get off this roller coaster now. Why? Because it's not going down the lanes and the curves that I want to travel. So since your roller coaster goes this way and mine's go that way, I say we do this. We can be friends, but there's boundaries. And the things you want to do in life, I don't want to do. And that's fine. But you respectfully remove yourself from that situation. Doesn't mean their boundaries are wrong, but it means that's not the way you want to go. If your boundaries can't meet and link up and respect one another, whether it's an loving relationship, any type of, you don't need to be in it. That's the way life goes. That's about all I'm going to say today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out. But I do want to leave you with this before I end it. There are 3 C's to boundaries. Clear, meaning clear, how can I put it? You see, it is totally clear to you. I am not hiding anything. I am setting my boundaries. I'm going to be clear about it. Transparent. This is what I want. This is what I expect. If you can't give it to me, we need to talk. If you have boundaries, you need to be clear to me about it. Do you want this? Do you want that? I need to see if our boundaries can connect and work together. We need to be transparent. 2, concrete. Stick to your boundaries. Do not change them. Okay? Now, you can compromise in a relationship because that happens. Your boundaries have to be respected and your loved one's boundary have to be respected. Your partner. If not, it won't work. It can't be one-sided. 2, be consistent. Don't switch up. I'm going to give you a prime example. I do not like being called a bitch. I will check a friend in a minute, and I don't have many. Really, really don't. That'll be like, bitch, you crazy. Let's stop right there. I am not a bitch. I am a full-grown woman. I respect myself as a woman. I respect you as a woman. First thing that's just how I talk. Then we don't need to talk. Because I don't roll like that. I would never disrespect another woman and call her that and then say I'm just playing. Or that's because you my girl. No. So be consistent. Be strong about it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me on the Red Letter Women's Foundation YouTube channel. I appreciate you. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. I need to build this channel. We're starting out new. And I'm excited. God bless you.